You know, I am a military veteran. I came out here, I found a job, but I got kind of mixed up in drugs. I ended up getting strung out on crack cocaine, and ultimately I ended up out here homeless. A lot of people didn't know I was homeless because I started selling crack cocaine just so I could keep clothes on my back, get something to eat every day, and try to have a motel room most of the time. I ultimately kept getting myself in trouble. I went to prison several times out here in Arizona. And then when I went to prison in 2004, I just decided enough was enough. Okay, so this is the camp of a young lady who the pastor at Z Mansion mentioned to me one day. He mentioned that there was a young lady out here in the camp who had been sexually assaulted several times, that he really felt like she was in need of the type of services that we offered at Old Pueblo. He introduced her to me that very next day. At first, she was very standoffish. She really didn't want to have anything to do with me or anyone else that she felt like was an authority figure. But after she witnessed me walking around, talking to other people out here in the homeless population and other people embracing me, she decided upon herself, she took it upon herself to walk up to me, introduce herself, and ask me what was I doing. And we built up some sort of a rapport. So yeah, this is one of them. She called it her anti-rape suit. And she kind of went on to explain how she would have on layers and layers of clothing. So if she was attacked, it would be very hard for them to get her out of her clothes before she could scream and make enough noise for someone to come rushing in to try to help her. And as you can see, all the different CO2 cartridges, what they do with these is called huffing. They just kind of inhale the nitrous oxide that are in these CO2 cartridges, and it causes somewhat of a euphoric type state. Hey Scarlett, this is James. When you get this message, give me a call. I'd like to come by and see you today and maybe introduce you to a couple of people. She still has somewhat of the same behaviors. They went into the apartment looking for her because they were doing their count at night to make sure everybody was there. She didn't answer her door, so they were worried, and they went inside the apartment and they didn't see her anywhere in the bedroom or anywhere. And there were a bunch of clothes piled up on the couch. She was under those clothes asleep. Yeah. And so where we're going to now is over to our Bellevue facility. And I'm in hopes that Patricia, AKA Miss Scarlett, is here on property this morning. One of the things that I've always believed in is meeting a person exactly where they're at. I like your tables. Your tables are cool. This is Evan.
Hello, how are you?
I try not to move a person from where they're at. When they're wanting to talk, I don't try to redirect conversation. I let them say the things that they need to say. And then I tell them, you know, the services that we offer at Old Pueblo, and I offer them those services. And if they're willing, we start the process by at least doing a VI-SPDAT, which is a Homeless Severity Index, and we go from there.
October 13, 2014, I was in jail. So I'm glad I'm not in jail. When I went inside the courtroom to take care of my warrant, they came from behind, they put their handcuffs on me, and they take me to jail.
Is that how you ended up in the camp downtown?
No, I only come to a camp outside because I have friends that work in the rental place, the car rental place. I used to work there and live there in the car rental place. Oh yeah, the prayer of people, the intentions there is to kill or rape. You know, one time I was walking around a neighborhood and stuff, and then these two guys approached me, you know, in a way that, you know, I didn't need to be alone or something. And then suddenly, one point of the conversation, they tried to pull off my pants, and yeah, it happens, all right. The rape, it happens. I got raped. I think that there's no good story anymore, you know, rather that I'm gonna have a space that, you know, I will have to take care of myself by myself.
What kind of movies did you find?
I have babies movies.
Baby movies?
Babies movies that I wanna change for some CDs, like one of my favorites and stuff, yeah.
Thankfully, this process is actually working in this young lady's life. I really feel like, you know, if we just continue to wrap around the services that are provided here in the county, she can become successful. You know, I love what I do, getting out here in these streets, trying to offer the services, and I really believe in Old Pueblo's motto, you know, housing first. Because myself being out here in these streets for many years, I was struggling with an addiction. And I didn't have a stable place to live. I couldn't make it to the different groups and things like that they wanted me to make it to, because there were times I was filthy, I was hungry. I didn't even have 50 cents in my pocket to catch the bus.
And I've been on these streets for 11 years here in Tucson.
Have they talked to you about getting you in out of these streets while you're working on getting your HUD-VASH voucher?
They wanted me to go to Camp Bravo, and I looked at that and I said, that's a joke.
No.
I said, you know what, I have COPD, I have asthma,
Yeah.
and I have borderline emphysema,
Yeah.
along with type 2 diabetes. The medical problems I have,
Yeah.
they don't have this qualified staff over there.
Yeah, you know, if it's a homeless veteran out here and they want to get off these streets, there's a way. You know, like Old Pueblo right now, we're doing bridge housing. Like you're working on getting your HUD-VASH voucher. Mm-hmm. We can possibly get you into one of our properties where you would be inside in an apartment. Hey, Caroline.
Yes, sir.
So, he's a military veteran. I've just watched so many different people that I've told about Old Pueblo, and you know, did the VI data on the Homeless Severity Index. I've watched their lives completely change since they've been housed. You know, after being out here for so many years, you know, after receiving assistance from one of the local agencies, you know, my life has gone full circle, you know, from being out here homeless and addicted to today. I have 13 years of sobriety. You know, I'm no longer a burden on society, but I'm actually out here attempting to make a difference, you know, to assist others who are in the same situation that I was in previously. And I really enjoy what I do, you know, and I love Old Pueblo. I love their model of housing first, because if I hadn't have been placed in stable housing, I really don't think I'd be where I am today.